I'm Brenda.
Hey, I'm Janet.
Hi, I'm Maddie.
Welcome to Thursday Thursdays again with us. We are with the Dream Home Group, and Maddie?
I'm with Security National Mortgage.
All right, so today we will be talking about some of the horror stories that some of our lenders or Maddie has had to deal with, and of course, as realtors, we have as well. Meanwhile, I'll be making us a Cosmo. Welcome back. We're done with the Cosmos.
Something went horribly wrong.
Yeah, the drinks are a little scary. Go hand in hand with our topic.
There we go.
So, you know what? I'll be the brave one.
You get it?
I think this one's good for you.
Okay.
Okay, great. 'Cause I am
Brenda, you get a little more cranberry juice than everyone
I
else.
am not brave, so.
All right, well, cheers, ladies.
Cheers. Let's see how she did.
I can taste a little bit of cranberry.
I could taste a lot of lime juice.
There's cranberry in here.
Well, anyways,
But we
Maddie.
tried.
It's supposed to be a very basic cocktail, guys. Apparently, it just doesn't work for me. But, all right, going back to our main topic, we were discussing some of the scenarios that as a lender and as, of course, realtors, we sometimes deal with when it comes down to, once we're in contract, hiccups along the road that, obviously we always try the best to resolve for our clients so that they can still get to their home. But unfortunately, that doesn't always happen, or it definitely complicates the situation.
Yes. So what we're gonna do is and talk about is basically just giving you pointers, right, in regards to how we could get you to the finish line without it affecting your loan. And I'll go ahead and also maybe give you a little bit of stories that I have come about so you could get an idea of the situations that we have come across. So we're going to discuss on things to not do once you get pre-approved and during the process while you're on the purchase contract, right? Because we have to wait until the very end. Usually you guys say,
You have your keys until you have your keys.
yes. So here are a few things that I have come across. The most important thing are the debts, okay? We do not want to acquire any new debts. We, as a lender, we look at your finances. That includes your income and all your debts. So if you go acquire a new credit card, a new loans could include personal loans, car loan, if you want to go get a boat, co-signing for someone, that all becomes part of the loan program. I actually had a client. I'll go ahead and tell you a little bit of a story. I tell all my clients, hey, don't do this, which is the list that I just told you. I told him not to get a car. And then I find out that he gets a car, but because he got it for his daughter, he thought it was okay. So
He didn't technically. No,
yeah, that's what he said. He said, I
mean-
didn't get a car. I got it for my daughter. And I understand we want to help our families, right? But during the loan process, it could change something. Then you don't qualify for a home loan. And during the time, especially if you're in contract, we have contingencies, right? Where it could jeopardize you losing your earnest money, and that's what we're trying to avoid. Our main goal is to get you in a house. So those are a few examples with debts. We'll talk about employment right? We have come across a few scenarios with employment. Once you get pre-approved, we want you to stay with your job, right? Stay in the same line. I know sometimes we get good opportunities that could give us more income. Speak to the loan officer. Let the loan officer know what is going on, especially with your employment. Do not change. Do not make a big change dramatic. Like say you were a teacher, you're a salary, and now you're a bartender, right? And now you're making tips. It will change your pre-qualification. Another thing is you do not want to go from a W-2 employee to a 1099. 1099 is considered self-employed. Therefore, we need to wait 2 years for taxes in order to be filed for you to qualify. So there's a lot of things that could change your qualification. Another thing, did I mention like quitting in the middle?
Yes. Yes. I think you've dealt with that before, right? They changed careers or they had like a good opportunity or something and then which I mean, like she said, we definitely don't want you to pass out on a great opportunity, but at the same time, always ask, always make sure she's in the loop with anything. There may be a solution that we haven't thought about, but before you make any changes, just consult with her. At the end of the day, she's the one that knows what's going to work, what's not going to work. And believe me, I'm sure your employer would understand too if it's something that you need to hold off on. I know that as a lender, you usually try to close as quickly as possible, just in case there's anything that does need to change. But at least, this way, she's well aware. She doesn't get sideblinded by anything. And we are able to, as realtors, eventually give you the keys as well.
Yes.
Now, I know that you, so careers is a big thing. No new debt at all. What about cash?
Yes, we have to be careful with cash, right? So no large deposits or moving money around, right? The lenders really look into money laundering. That's where it comes down. If you're selling a car, because I have come across that, right, where the client's like, oh, well, I sold one of my old cars. It's okay for you to do that, but we're going to ask for different paperwork, additional paperwork. So I think it's just always be in communication with your loan officer. Anything that you want to do that you think, sometimes we have that gut feeling, right? Like, should I do this? If you have that gut feeling, then you should be calling, or your agent or your, the loan officer, just so we could guide you and help you. And basically just to help you, like, what do you need to do, right? Because if someone tells me, hey, Maddie, I want to sell my car, for example, I could tell them, okay, make sure that you print out the blue book, right, from Kelly Blue Book to see the value. Make sure that you get the pink, like the pink slip,
or
the
like
transfer paper, the bill of sale, the transfer papers. Don't have the person pay you cash, right? Like, hey, ask for a cashier's check or, a check or something like that.
A paper trail,
right? Trail, just to keep track of it. So we're all here for help. We're able to hear. This is what we're here for, and sharing a little bit of the stories that we have dealt with, just so we could help you. And I don't know. Do you guys have any additional?
Any stories that stick out, Brenda? Anything that has scarred you?
Well, probably the boat, but she's already used that example. We were, I think, maybe a couple of weeks away from closing, and the client says, guess what I bought? And I thought they were going to say, oh, maybe, he bought, I don't know, a new suit, something little, right? And he says, here's a picture of it. And it was a 20-foot boat. Like, where did this come from? So, yeah, that delayed us, I think, about maybe a month and a half. So we definitely don't want to do that.
Right. Well, and then luckily, too, it was something that they were able, the seller was willing to wait. Everyone was okay with it, but it doesn't always work out that way.
No, luckily we were able to negotiate extending our transaction, but like she said, it doesn't always work that way. So if you consult with me, if you consult with your lender, that's the best possible scenario. We'll be able to guide you.
Yes. A big one that I just thought of, appliances. Now, I know that when you go into contract, it's always exciting and you want to get things for the home. You want to, maybe use that Lowe's, Home Depot card, whatever it is, get your appliances. Wait. Wait, whether it's you have the money cash in your account or you're gonna rack it up on your credit card. Do not do anything until after, because unfortunately, like Maddie mentioned, it's something that has caused delays. Hopefully it's just a delay, but it could, lead to you just not being able to qualify anymore or having to wait a few more months till you're able to qualify again for your home. So definitely anything that, you suddenly, like she said, sometimes you have a gut feeling, like, should I ask? Just ask. We're all here for you. As your realtors, I know that's usually your main point of contact. Anything that comes to mind, just let us know. Believe me, if it's something that, neither of us has dealt with in the past, we will surely find the answer. But at the end of the day, it's always going to be Maddie that knows exactly how to go about it, and give you some more, some options.
Yes, and the reason why sometimes we find out about these items, right, is because clients think because they get pre-approved, we pull credit, we get their documents, and that we're no longer going to check anything, right? I think that's why sometimes people have come through the scenario. And no, yes, initially we get your documents, but through the process, we still have to verify employment a few days before closing. And also with the credit, we have credit monitoring. So for the entire process, we're monitoring your credit. Anything drastic, like people pulling your credit, a new debt, we're gonna get notified, and that's how we become aware. So sometimes even if people think like, oh, they're not gonna find out, they already pulled my credit, that's how we will find out. Yeah. And so,
Wow.
I don't know.
All right, so I guess the only certain way to know is until you have your keys. Then at that point, you're more than free to purchase anything you want.
Go crazy at Lowe's or Home Depot.
Right, but wait till you have your keys.
Yes, or until your agent has said that you are recorded and closed.
Those are the magic words. Recorded.
Yes.
All right, everyone. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Hopefully you do the cocktails, follow the recipe as it should, and it comes out the same, but
Well, better.
better. I
I was gonna say,
Slightly
hopefully it
better.
comes better. Or if we have the recipe wrong and someone is, knows the exact recipe, if you could give us a comment, and then we'll go ahead and redo it.
That
Yes.
would be great. Hopefully I make it to next week.
All right. Well,
Cheers.
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 All right.
And then we see you next week.